the founder of the lifestyle portal. I'm a former journalist, but then I've been into the writing space for almost 18 years now.
Hmm. Okay.
And so last 9 years, I've been running my platform called the lifestyle portal. I remember winning my first prize when I was just 3 years old and in a huge drawing competition in Pragati Maidan in Delhi. I won the first prize among hundreds of children there. And I was called on stage and given a prize. My elder brother had to come up the stage and help me carry that prize. So that was my first introduction to art and drawing. Mostly, I'm fond of Indian tribal or Indian folk art. I like art by unknown artists. So I do visit art galleries whenever I visited any place in India or abroad. I do try and visit the art galleries. I like it. And it is intriguing to see how people are brought to life certain themes, characters, the lights, painting and art. So it's very, very nice. I like it. In fact, even in Southeast Asia, they have very nice art museums. And when I went there, when I came back, people asked me, "Went to a museum?" I said, yes. So she's been into art as well since she was also almost 3 years old, 2.5, 3. She's also been into art. So I just sent her to an art class by a friend who's a sculptor, and she started teaching a lot of concepts. She picked up a lot of things. So she's learned a lot of international Indian artists already.
Oh.
So she really enjoyed them. In fact, she did those, the Tree of Life, the fish, the peacocks. In fact, when Raymond G drew all those peacocks, she only, I think, made 2 or 3, not many. So then I told her, "Why aren't you adding more peacocks?" She said, "No, my tree has only 3 peacocks." She started teaching me, this is called Kachni, and they did the Madhubani work, artwork. So she pretty picked up a lot of things pretty fast. So it was very difficult. And I'm glad I did it because firstly, I mean, I buy a lot of Madhubani art myself. I'm very fond of, like I said, tribal art and Indian folk art, because that's my way of contributing back to our country's heritage. Why should I buy something from another country when our own Indian heritage is so strong and rich? So when I got a chance to meet the man behind the creations and I learned from him, it was quite a exhilarating experience. It's quite nice. I think nice is just an understatement. Quite humbling actually. And the way he would paint and just move on with life, and we were still struggling to get the strokes right. So yeah, that was a challenge, but it is a very good unlearning experience. Because all these years when we grow up, we are taught to draw within lines and boxes, and this is how it's going to be. Even Ji, for being such a talented person, very humble, down to earth, and very forthcoming, very forthcoming, even very welcoming also in teaching everything. He doesn't tend to refrain from teaching anything, He's more than happy to teach you techniques. I think that is what keeps art alive. If an artist teaches what he's got, that's the way the legacy, goes forward. I want to learn Madhubani. It's my favorite art form. So when I got a chance, I felt that, however cliched it may sound, but then I realized it actually works. The universe conspires and gives you a chance to learn something. So that when Anandita did the art class with Caterfly, and she came out and said, "Oh, that's Madhubani, that's Madhubani." And I didn't even realize that half the stuff in the house is only Madhubani art. She said, "I didn't understand this for so long." I said, "See, it was there for all these years. You just didn't figure out." Traditional art forms are far more environmental friendly because they are dependent on nature and they are responsibly sourced. I hope they are, and because the artists are dependent on natural dyes, paints, raw materials, and they understand that they cannot misuse that certain raw material. So they are preserved, they are sustained, and everything is handcrafted, handmade. So because when something is handmade, it's going to be a little asymmetrical. There are going to be some smudges, but that is the beauty of it because it's handmade and made by a human being. So, and yes, we do some to make it ongoing. We need to include it into our lives, either through in our school and college curriculum, which I really I keep talking about it. I keep encouraging students, and I talk about it that it should be included in our school curriculum. One kind of traditional art form for a few months or something that the children also understand. They are sensitized towards what their country is about, and that's a fantastic way to learn about history and geography. If I'd like to show you what this is what Anindita made in the first session. This one, and I preserved it. This was the tree of life that she made, and I think then she made an elephant. And she didn't like it. She was not very happy with the elephant. I said, but that's all right. Try out one art workshop in their lifetime, whether they understand art or not. Okay, and it is not because a lot of people say art is so boring. I know it's not for everyone, but it really gives you a different dimension. You think of so many other things. You might get inspired to start something of your. Do something else. Play with colors or something. So, art is always inspiring.